Is it possible? Is it possible that they are trying to do to the court system what they've already done to Congress? Make it irrelevant. America, where are your friends and neighbors that are not playing politics? Don't you see, we are so far beyond Republican and Democrats, it doesn't even matter anymore. They are racing the branches of government, and now our president says it's okay to assassinate American citizens. Where are the people that really actually believe in something? Look, we can disagree in America. You might hate my guts. That's okay. That's all right. But we have to have an honest debate, and with that, we have to have principles. Where does this administration actually stand? Where do you actually stand? They will tell you one thing, but they'll do the exact opposite. I'm sorry, match this blackboard with this blackboard. You can't. They don't. It's schizophrenic. Something's wrong. By the way, I want to stop here for a second because I guarantee you the low lives of George Soros blogs like Media Matters have to put down their World of Warcraft 3 controllers, rush back, just to call me all kinds of names. We are so polarized now that it is an automatic reaction if I bring it up. It's a lie. It has to be a lie. But I mentioned that I saw this story. Somebody had sent it to me. The quotes we used a moment ago were from the far left site Salon.com. The segment that somebody sent to me was from the ever-conservative MSNBC. Here's a taste of it.
Look at the controversies that were created during the Bush administration when the president got caught spying on American citizens without warrants or trying to detain them without due process. Here you're talking about something far more extreme. You're talking about targeting American citizens for murder, for assassination, based merely on the allegation that they're involved in terrorism. No evidence, no charges, no trial, nothing.
His actions create a massive cognitive dissonance that actually allows him to get away with more than George W. Bush could when it comes to encroachments on civil liberties, facilitating theft from the American people, or potentially calling you or me a terrorist and trying to have us killed.
Well, I know that that's the fact.
Okay, I have to tell you, I don't think I would have even looked into this story had it been, from, the GOP conservative blogs. I wouldn't have. But from these guys, I thought there's no reason for them. They're in so deeply in the bag for Obama, it's sickening. But look at this. They're right. Assassinating American citizens without due process. Where is that? When did that become okay? How come there aren't people in the streets with signs that say, when has the American president gained the power to assassinate people? Even the ACLU expressed profound concern about recent reports indicating that you have authorized a program that contemplates the killing of a suspected terrorist, including U.S. citizens located far away from zones of actual armed conflict. If accurately described, this program violates international law, and at least insofar as it affects U.S. citizens, it's also unconstitutional. It's the ACLU, for the love of Pete. And you notice they say if it's accurately described, we asked the White House, we called them up, call me. Little red phone, call me. We asked if they were accurately describing the presidential assassination program. You know what the White House told us? Call the CIA. America, you are in trouble. I am one of the strongest guys out there on the war on terror. I do believe there are jihadists. I do believe there is terrorism out there. I do believe there are people that want to destroy us and kill us. There are probably people that are bona fide terrorists on this list. I don't know. And if I were on a jury, I'd listen to the evidence and determine whether or not they were a terrorist or not. And if I found out that they were, if I was on the jury and we all voted, I'd probably say, yes, shoot them in the head. But call me a little nostalgic for the Constitution. What do you say for American citizens? We have a fair trial. What do you say? I don't want this with Ronald Reagan. The president is worried about offending radical jihadists. He's worried about Muslims and Arabs just being scooped up in the streets, which I haven't seen. But I also see who is being feared. Who is being feared? The racist, angry Tea Parties. Do you remember? Missouri, a report was issued for the state police to be on lookout for supporters displaying bumper stickers and other paraphernalia associated with the Constitutional Campaign for Liberty and libertarian parties. The report categorized them as militia-influenced terrorists. That's you, gang, with your "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Just so you understand what we're talking about, the president is calling for assassination of American citizens. Why? Why? Engaged in terror, that is treason. It's in the Constitution. You need two people who have witnessed it. He's taking that out. Forget about it. No due process. That doesn't make this word assassination. It makes it presidential murder. Period. My gosh. Democrats, where are you? You're not these people. The vice president said this weekend that he wouldn't categorize the Tea Parties as racist. But there were members that have expressed really unfortunate comments, and he added this.
And again, it was all over TV, all over your network, you know, black congressman walking up the stairs of the Capitol.
There's no evidence of that. There's a $100,000 reward for anybody who can verify that. Yet the administration and the media continue to run with it. They're setting you up as a racist. According to a diversity consultant on CNN this weekend, Tea Party members are like Jews that served as guards in Nazi concentration camps. Watch this.
There are African-American members of the Tea Party.
Well, sure.
There are African-American members of the Tea Party.
There were Jewish concentration guard camps, weren't there? I mean, there were Kappas. So you look at this, and there's always going to be
connection there.
They are chomping on the bit for the next Timothy McVeigh, the next nut who flew the plane into the buildings just a few months ago. They were eager to label him a conservative. He was far from it. In his manifesto, he quotes Marx: from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. How about the census worker? Remember the guy that was dead? Media speculated it was a conservative who had been influenced by me that killed this man. It was suicide. No apologies from the media. Here's two headlines. Neo-Nazis. Saw it this weekend. Neo-Nazis tied to militia patrols in Arizona. Then this one. Tea Party rejects racist label. Some concerns remain. They are trying to make you explode, to make you into a danger. We're going to solve that one tonight. But they don't pay attention to the actual terrorists like Elf and Alf, eco-nuts who blew up a radio station tower outside of Seattle. They ignored it. I only know about it because I was in Seattle when it happened. It makes no sense. None of this. Compare those blackboards. It makes no sense. Why doesn't the president care? Why doesn't the president care that the Democrats are on the verge of getting trounced in the elections? Because the president is about to have unstoppable power, making Congress irrelevant. Do you know in financial reform, have you looked at the bill? Unelected bureaucrats decide who to bail out and take over. They decide. There's no need to go to Congress for TARP anymore. The president decides, along with the Fed. Healthcare reform. Kathleen Sebelius, her position is mentioned 155 times in the bill. She's calling the shots. You know who did this for? It is Caesar. Caesar. Augustus Caesar. Congress is irrelevant. This at the end of the empire. He kept the trappings of the Roman Senate, but then he became a dictator. He became a god. Did you know that in 2012 businesses have to file a 1099? A 1099, got to file one right away. Yeah. You got to file a 1099 if you have a purchase over $600. It's a paperwork nightmare, especially for small businesses. A freelance artist buys a Mac, got to send a form to Apple. Was that in the financial or healthcare bill, do you know? Yeah, it was in the healthcare. Yeah. Why? Power. One branch has already been eaten. The next branch is about to be eaten. It has happened before to republics. Without due process, our president can assassinate American citizens. Excuse me? We're not talking about the power to regulate. We're not talking about the power to tax. We're talking about the absolute power to kill. I want to ask you a question that stumped two politicians I was with this weekend. Two politicians, I'm having dinner with them. I said, let me ask you something, gentlemen. What is the definition of a dictator? Where is the line? They didn't have an answer. I suggest we find one, and we better do it quickly.